Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'll be showing you my personal money making guide specific to the pure bracket for this Deadman mode. I'll be separating the guide into 3 different categories: skilling, hustling, and player versus monster. Whether you're in it for the long haul or want to make some quick money to swap back to the main game, this guide will service both needs. In the process of making this video, I was overlooking skilling as a good money making method. That's when I remembered all of the sigils you can use to your advantage, starting with the most powerful one, the sigil of remote storage. This sigil, when equipped, will automatically send every resource gathered to your bank, making it the best overall for farming skilling loot. The sigil has a little brother, the sigil of storage, effectively doing the same thing at a 90% success rate of storing. These sigils will be expensive and hard to obtain on day one. In the first couple of hours, food will be king. Trout, salmon, tuna, and lobsters will all be traded heavily on the Grand Exchange. If you plan to go this route, it's important that you grab one of these 2 sigils to maximize your profit. Note that they cannot be stacked together. Remember that anything you bank will not be lost, so it'll be smart to risk as little as possible. Crafting. More specifically, crafting jewelry and d'hide sets will be most profitable. Being the first to red and black d'hide will make you tons of money in Deadman mode. You can train up your crafting by purchasing from charter ships or buying flax on the Grand Exchange. D'hide sets should be some of the most traded armor in game. Everyone is questing and running around to go as fast as possible in this game mode. Things like dueling rings, games necks, and rings of returning are going to be a top priority for players in the first day. Jewelry holds its price very well and should be trading all season long. You can buy gems from shops around the game, buy them on the GE, or mine your own gem rocks in Shiloh Village. I'd get a minimum of 27 crafting for dueling rings to start making a quick buck. If you're racing to do black d'hide sets, your target goal is going to be 84 for black d'hide bodies. This next moneymaker comes down to a sigil. I present to you the sigil of woodcraft. The sigil of woodcraft turns your woodcut logs right into planks for a fee. Players will be buying planks for the construction levels, making this a very profitable moneymaker when used in combination with the sigil of remote storage. Oak and mahogany will likely be your best bet. Red chinchompas require 63 hunter to catch them. Chinchompas are some of the fastest ranged XP in game, so they'll be traded heavily all DMM long. Make sure you attune your sigil of the hunter to catch 3 at a time. The agility pyramid is going to be the best first hour moneymaker in this entire guide. With each pyramid top being 30k, you're going to be making bank. I recommend getting 30 agility at the Gnome course out the gate and head to the Varrock Museum where you can talk to Historian Minus upstairs for an XP lamp. Head to the agility pyramid and you'll be primed and ready to make some bank. Once your hour of immunity is up, beware of PKers. Make sure you have a teleport out, attack them back to make them eat. Overhead prayers will help. Have a magic casting snare so you can walk under them and tab, or just do your best to juke them out on the course. Last but certainly not least on our skilling front is smithing cannonballs. 1 steel bar is equal to 4 cannonballs. I couldn't find an exact margin of profit for these from last DMM, but take it from me, this was my number 1 money maker last DMM. I recommend using the Falador, Furnace, and Bank since they're really close by. Moving on to our second category, we're going to be talking about hustling. Looking to make a quick buck without much GP to spare? This section is for you. There are dozens of shops around the game that sell cheap items that people don't want to go out of their way to get. That's where you come in. Charter ships, general stores, magic shops are all places you can go to flip cheap items for a solid profit on the Grand Exchange. Soda ash, buckets of sand for molten glass, ropes, spades, and range ammunition, to name a few. I can't give away all my shop item secrets, but I'll leave you with one more. Mage Bank. Specifically, the first hour. Law, nature, and cosmic runes will all be in high demand, going for bonkers prices. Get your 10k from the stronghold, a slash weapon, and get your ass to the Mage Bank magic shop. Well, we already know food is king, so this leads me to my next hustling moneymaker, thieving cakes. Lots of people will be doing this, but you can be the first. Get to Artie as quick as possible, find a man, and thieve till 15 thieving, and then hit the cake stalls for the first hour. People know cakes will be highly traded for the first day, so people will be putting in offers to try to get their hands on some cheap food. This isn't the best money-making method, but it's lower effort and still effective. Speaking of low effort, we have flax picking. Flax picking is a tale old as time. People need flax for crafting and are willing to pay top dollar to get it done. Most people pick their flax in Camelot, but I recommend going to Land's End, where you should be slightly closer to the bank with no competition. Our last hustle includes completing Death Plateau. Once completed, it gives you an infinite access to buying climbing boots for just 12 GP each. You can buy as many as you want and sell them on the GE with relative ease, from probably about 500 coins to 1k most of DMM mode. It is important to keep in mind for your non-safe zone collecting methods to bring a looting bag. It's time for our third and final money-making category, player versus monster. Starting in the Wildy with Wilderness Slayer. Before starting your slaying journey, I recommend going to the Varrock Museum to get a quick 10k XP drop on Hunter and Slayer to begin. There's a wide range of task outcomes, so it's important to not put all of your eggs into one basket when it comes to this method. If you get a task like Ents or Black Dragons, it's worth either restarting your task at Turiel and Berthorpe or rerouting your account trajectory completely. The big ticket items you'll be looking for besides the monster's regular loot table is the Tier 1 emblem and the Laren's Key. Exchanging this emblem gives you 100k shot points to be spent on any of these items. If you land a Tier 5 emblem, you can trade it in for a 1.5 million reward point total. The Laren's Key can be traded in Deep Wilderness for a chance at the loot table or sold on the Grand Exchange for a pretty penny. Separate from Wilderness Slayer, I'll be recommending a few monsters to kill. Chaos Druids, Green Dragons, Revenants, Zombie Pirates, and the Crazed Archaeologist. Chaos Druids and Dragons are your day one monsters because of the ease of being able to kill these two monsters. I recommend using ranged on the Dragons, and any style works on the Druids. The Druids will drop herbs and law runes, while the Dragons will drop bones and hide. All items that are highly traded on the Grand Exchange. Once you've leveled up a considerable amount, you can start thinking about other options. Revs take 100k cash to enter the cave and will be flooded with PKers, but will be some of the most profitable loot in the game. Zombie Pirates are essentially budget revs. Good, but not great loot. Zombie Pirates is in multi-combat, so be prepared to die. Similar to the Laren's Key, you can get a zombie key which can be used at the zombie chest for a nice reward. The Crazed Archaeologist drops two big ticket items. The 2x reward rune crossbow and the 150x cannonballs. RCBs will drop in price after the first 2 days, so this moneymaker has a time limit. It also drops a decent amount of resources and shard pieces. The shard pieces high elk for 31k, so if they're not being bought, that's always an option. Let's move on to our non-wilderness monsters, starting with a bang at Barrows. The Barrows crypts are a staple to every new account looking for a strong tier 70 weapon and armor, and DMM is no exception. Barrows chests have an increased item loot chance, so you should be seeing items fairly often. Arums and Carol sets and tank legs are going to bring you some serious cash. The 3 to 60 bracket won't have many people walking around it in barrels gear, but that doesn't mean there won't be people there to farm it, so be on the lookout for PKers and don't forget to bring a spade. Green, blue, red, black dragons always drop bones and hides, which as previously discussed will be a steady income. Each tier of dragon has their own drop table of unique rewards. There's nothing too special about dragons until you get to steel and iron, which have a much more interesting drop table. The draconic visage, rune limbs, and dragon plate legs headline the exciting loot you can get from metal dragons. Dragon kills take a long time, not to mention their long aggro range, which makes it hard for PKers to get you. Oh, and good luck on spooning your visage. It used to be that in order to receive a tier 5 emblem, the monster had to be over level 100 combat. From what I could find out, the loot chance scales based upon the monster's level, so in theory, the higher level the monster is, the better chance you'll have at the loot. This making those mid-tier dragons more valuable than thought before. This would probably be a good time to bring up the Dead Man's Chest. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing. The Dead Man's Chest is a new feature in DMM mode Annihilation. When you kill a monster of any level, you now have a small chance to receive the Dead Man's Chest, which takes about 30 to 60 seconds to open depending on if you're in single or multi-combat. This chest can drop new DMM gear such as the Thunder Khopesh, the Dog Sword, and Ancient Warrior Armor. I'm very curious to see how this chest pans out. Before wrapping up this video, I think it's only right that we take a look at the loot table for breaches. Breaches are known for their huge ticket items like VLSs and Statius Warhammers, but let's take a look at the other things you can get. Food, potions, runes, Herbivore secondaries, and other items like the Amulet of Fury and Master Wand are things that you can expect to get from the breach. I'm super pumped for this Deadman mode, and I hope you are too. Let me know down in the comments if you found this video helpful or entertaining, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.